Hello and welcome back. This is video number 4, and we're going to talk about how to edit the product settings and of course how to create a product. It's super easy. All you have to do is go under products, which is normally under WooCommerce. So it's this section here. And right here, you'll see all products. So if you created products, you'll see all of them here. At the moment, we have no products, so that we see create product. So add new is similar to create a product, categories, tags, and attributes. Now in the future videos, I'll talk about categories and tags, and of course product attributes as well. But for now, let's just talk about and focus purely on these two right here. So to create a product, there are two different ways. You can either import them by utilizing this. Let's say, for example, that you have 100 different products, and creating individual products over and over and over again is just going to take a lot of time. So to do that, you can either click create product or start import. I'm going to go ahead and click create product, but I also opened a different tab with the import products here. Now, as you can see here, this says this tool allows you to import or merge product data to your store via a CSV file or a spreadsheet file. So as you can see here, all you have to do is populate it, import it, and you're good to go. Now, I'm not going to focus a lot on this. This is more advanced. What we're going to do is go back over here and create a new product. So this could be, let's say, book 1. And then what you want to do is you want to add your description here. And ideally, put them in bullets, bulleted points or number bullets, whatever. So something like that. And of course, down here, you can actually put the price. So it says product data, simple product. So if you're just adding one product, it's going to be a simple product. If you have a group of products, it's going to be this one here. Now, you also want to specify, is it virtual or is it downloadable? So as you can see with this tooltip, it says virtual products are intangible and are not shipped. Downloadable products give access to a file upon purchase. So if you're trying to sell, let's say, for example, an ebook or a video, it's going to be downloadable. All right. If it's not, it will be virtual. So if it's physical, of course, you want to leave these unchecked. Now, if you do downloadable, it gives you the option to add a file, like in a PDF or a video course or something. But if you want to enter the URL, you would need to have some sort of extension that allows you to integrate digital products. But for now, to keep it simple, you can simply upload the file here. And of course, it says download limit and download expiry. Okay, so after that, you can go to inventory, and it has the SKU. If you have something like a physical product, you can put in stock status, in stock, out of stock, or on back order, sold individually. And of course, shipping. Shipping is only needed if you have a physical product. If you have a digital product, it's definitely not needed. Linked products like upsells or cross sells, meaning things that are related, but you can get people to buy more, basically. So cross sell, on the other hand, would be something that is related. So let's say, for example, that you are selling something like a water filtration system. A cross-sell could be something related to that, such as maybe the filters or a different type of something that is actually needed. Of course, you can scroll down and enter the product description. Now, attributes, will focus on that at a later video. But for now, that's the basics of adding a product. Now, to the right-hand side, you can also add categories, product tags, which we'll talk about later, but you also want to set a product image. So whatever enticing image that you have describing that product, you'll want to upload it right here. And of course, once you're done, you can simply click on publish. Now, before we go, I'm just going to simply enter some prices here. So we'll say regular price is $30, sale price is about $10. And we will simply click publish and we are good to go. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 5 and we're going to talk about how to organize your products. So as you begin to add more and more products over the course of weeks, months, or even years, things are going to become disorganized. It's going to be very hard for you to find and of course your customers to find unless you have a system in place initially and of course in the long term to make things easier to find. So that's what we're going to talk about in this particular video. And to do that, there are several different options that you can take. Now, as we mentioned earlier, we have categories, we have tags, and of course we have attributes. Now, attributes are a little bit different. So we're going to focus mainly on categories and tags. Now, you can also access them via the right-hand sidebar of each and every single one of your products. So on the right hand side, you can see product categories, and of course you can see product tags. Now it's going to be the same thing except for this location here is going to show you all of your categories and of course all of your tags. Whereas this one over here, this allows you to specify how this product is categorized in the category or within the tags. So if we go to product categories, you can see a list here. And of course, when you see product tags, you're going to see a list here. Now, it's a good idea to have it written down on paper or have an idea of where things fit and to try to create those product categories ahead of time and then create the product tags ahead of time. So as you begin to add your products, you're not thinking of categories when you're adding products, but instead you have the categories already created. So let's create an example here. Let's say, for example, that we want to create products and focus on products in a specific niche. And let's say, for example, that niche is about water filtration. So if we take a look at different categories, we have maybe water filters, or we can just say filters. Let's say that the whole site is about water filtration. So we have filters and the slug is going to be the user-friendly URL version. So you can say something like water-filters. And then you'll want to put a description. Now, of course, you also want to upload a thumbnail if you can. If you can't, no big deal. Just create a category. So when you're done, all you have to do is click on Add New Category and you're done. So we can see that here. Now, let's say you've created other categories and as you can see to the right, we see count. The reason why it's 0 is because there's no products that are attached to that product category. Now, if we go over here and we're going to refresh the page, I'll actually click on update and go from there. And we see filters. So I'm going to uncheck uncategorized, click on filters, and there we go. So if I click on update here and I go back to the product categories and I refresh the page from this page, you'll see that it says filters count 1. So to get a broader view of things, you can always go to product categories and see how many products are within what category. The same thing holds true with product tags. You can create product tags over here, or you can simply create them over here. So let's say, for example, that we're going to create the product tags over here. So this is a water filtration device, so we can say something like filters, and you can click enter, and then something like water, let's say 1-year warranty. Now, when you click on update, even though we created the product tags on this location over here, they will appear under the tags over here. So as you can see, it says filters, 1-year warranty, water, count 1, 1, and 1, meaning there's one product within this tag here, one here, one here, and one here. So I wanted to show you that so that it allows you to see that you can create tags and categories via the product section and also within the product tag section and within the product category section. So that's how easy and simple it is to create an organized system for your products. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 6, and we're going to talk about product attributes. Now, here's what I mean by product attributes. To give you the best example, I'm going to go to a site called Alibaba.com. I did search for a t-shirt. T-shirts are a great example of this. So you have size and you have color. Underneath size, we have things like small, medium, large. Color, we have all sorts of different colors. Now, what I want you to understand is these are the attributes. So size is the attribute. Color is the attribute. What are these? These are what we call values. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because that is what it's called under WooCommerce. So if we were to go under here, and let's just refresh this page, you can do it of two of different ways. You can go under attributes and add them there, or you can add them on the actual product that you're editing. I like to do it on the product that I'm editing because I can add the values. And under attributes, you can only add the attributes. So think of attributes kind of like a category of product attributes. So we have color and size. Since we're dealing with like water filters, we can have size. So you pick and choose the attribute, you click on add, and then of course you're going to see values. So the values for size would be something like small, and then you type that in and then you click add new. And then we can type in medium. And of course large. Click add new, enter that here, click OK. And that's it. That is how to add a product attribute. Now, of course, if it were color, let's say color, you would do the same thing. Let's say we have brown. So you could click on add new, click OK, click add new, green, click add new, white, and we click save attributes. So now we can click update. And there we go. So we go under attributes, we can see that we have large, medium, small. Under color, we have a variety of different colors. And that's it. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 7. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to expand beyond the core foundation of WooCommerce. So what I mean by that is, how do you go from setting up a site? Let's say, for example, that you want to sell subscriptions, a monthly subscription. You want to set up a membership site, or you want to integrate with a payment processor beyond just PayPal or Stripe. So to do that, you will need to have an extension. So to do that, what you'll need to do is go to WooCommerce.com. That's WooCommerce.com. And you'll need to go under the extensions store. Now, there are a lot of free extensions, but there are a lot that cost money. And it's easy to want to pick and choose every single one of them, but the goal here is to pick and choose what you need. So under here, you can see all new, developed by Woo, which means it's actually developed by the WooCommerce team, because some of these are actually programmed by third-party people. We have enhancements such as cart, checkout features, merchandising, product page features, search and navigation, and international. We've got marketing, email marketing, multi-channel marketing, promotions, reporting, and social media marketing. We've got payments in terms of fraud detection, in-person payments, offsite, on-site, pre-orders, subscriptions, and more. So a lot of people tend to run subscriptions. So we have product type, shipping, store management, and subscriptions. So subscriptions has its very own category. So I'm going to open this in a brand new tab, but if we click on all, you'll be able to see all of the extensions. So as we can see here, it says Stripe accept all major debit and credit cards. So we actually have this. And if we scroll down, we can see the most popular are subscriptions, bookings, and memberships. Now, you won't really need bookings unless you have a business model that takes in bookings, such as appointments, reservations, and more. Now, if we scroll down, we have things like Facebook. We've got Amazon Pay as a payment processor, Square, PayFast as different payment processors. We've got reporting like Google Analytics. We've got ShipStation, which is a type of software that allows you to ship out physical products and automate that whole process. So if you're dealing with physical products, you could do that. We have MailChimp. So as you can see here, there are a lot of different extensions that you can buy, but the goal here is not to get lost into them, but to figure out what you really need. So if we're trying to set up a subscription, what I would do is up at the top, I would type in subscription. Now there is already a category over here on subscriptions, but I just want to show you as an example, if you do a search, you'll get an idea of what extensions actually relate to what you want. So you can enter a different keyword that fits you. So we can see subscription downloads, newsletter subscription, Aweber, subscriptions gifting. So for example, if you want to set it up so that people can buy like a voucher or a gift subscription and give it to somebody else, that's actually a really good idea. We've got other payment processors and we got Zapier. And we'll talk more about Zapier in the next video where we talk about automation. So Zapier is a platform that allows you to automate a lot of WooCommerce or WordPress tasks. And we'll talk more about other plugins that we have tested that work really well that fit that description. So the goal here is to figure out, what I would do is go through here, figure out exactly what you need, write it down, and then look at it and ask yourself, do you really need these items? Because it's really easy, as I said, to get lost in them and try to buy 10 or even 20 different extensions. So start with the basics and then branch off from there. Now, if you go under marketing, this will actually help you expand your business in terms of marketing, like social, and it'll help you get more traffic back to your e-commerce site. Now, you can also find other WooCommerce extensions if you go to google.com and search for that. But what I would say is to try to stick with the ones here first before you try other extensions. And mainly because WooCommerce and their team, they do a really good job in terms of vetting and trying to figure out what extensions are actually legit and which ones are rated well and provide really good customer service. Because to get embedded into the directory, they're not just going to accept everyone. All right. So that's the point I'm trying to make. And now you know how to expand your business by getting extensions. Let's move on to the next video and talk about WooCommerce automation. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 8, and this is the last video, and this is going to be talking about how to automate your WooCommerce tasks. So there are some tasks that you just need to automate immediately after somebody purchases, or perhaps when somebody comes to your site or add something to your shopping cart. So there are 2 different avenues that you can take. Number 1 is Zapier, that's Zapier.com, as you can see here. Zapier has what we call zaps or automation processes. So if something happens, then something else happens. So for example, if somebody purchases, then you can add them to your email list. Or when they purchase, not only do you add them to your email list, but you also send them an email. You can also do something like if they add something, let's say for example, to the cart, but they do not purchase, but they've signed up, then you could trigger something to email them. And if they don't respond, let's say within 72 hours, you could email them 10% discount coupon. So there are a variety of things that you can do in terms of Zapier. Now, I just want to show you as an example, if you go to Zapier and you log in and you type in WooCommerce and you go here are just some of the many different ideas that you can implement. So for example, it says save new WooCommerce orders to Google Sheets rows, add new WooCommerce customers to active campaign as new contacts, update contacts in active campaigns based on new WooCommerce orders. So if customer A comes and then they get added, let's say to active campaign, and they purchase product number 1 now, and then it gets updated, and let's say a month later they purchase product number 2, 3, 4, that will basically update the system as well. So not only that, it's not just all about email marketing. You can add them to, let's say, for example, your QuickBooks, your tax records, your accounting, bookkeeping. You can create Trello cards based on the new WooCommerce orders. Maybe you have a team that needs to take a look at what the orders are. You need to automate the process. You need to make it easier for them. So as I scroll down, you can see the many, many different automation processes and tasks that you can implement. So another one, you can say add new WooCommerce orders to GoToWebinar as registrants. So if we keep scrolling down, you can see there are hundreds of zaps or automation tasks just for WooCommerce. Now, in addition to Zapier.com, there is another plugin, an actual WordPress plugin. So Zapier is not a plugin, it's actually a website, a SaaS platform, as you would say. But if you wanted to do more than that, there's a nice little plugin called the Uncanny Automator WordPress plugin. And this plugin is something that you would install directly into your WordPress platform. So Zapier, on the other hand, would work outside of your WordPress site. So for example, as you can see here, the Uncanny Automator, the reason why it's really unique is because it integrates with a lot of different WordPress plugins that are not inside of Zapier. So as you can see, you can automate all of these between each other. So for example, WooCommerce, you could have something that says if somebody purchases an online course through WooCommerce, then they get added to, let's say, for example, LearnDash, which is a platform or WordPress plugin that allows you to sell online courses. Now, to just give you some ideas here, if we go to all triggers and actions, if we scroll down here, you can see that there are a variety of different triggers. So a trigger means something that happens beforehand before something else can happen. So if this happens, then do this. So that's what a trigger is. And then the action is what happens after the trigger initiates. So we have Gamma Press, we have Gravity Forms, and more. So for example, you could say, okay, if somebody fills out a form, Gravity Forms, and you have that WordPress plugin, you could say if a user submits a form, or a user submits a form that contains a very specific value, then do this or do that. Maybe add them to an online course, or maybe add them to your membership site, or maybe create a pop-up or add them to your events calendar. There's so many different triggers and actions that you can create with the Uncanny Automator. This is a WordPress plugin that we've tested and we've really liked, and it's definitely worth it. Now, in terms of cost, if you go here to the main site, and you click on Buy Automator, you can see that there are a variety of recipes that you can create. Now, the main difference between a Zapier.com and this plugin is that with this plugin, you can create unlimited actions and unlimited recipes. With Zapier, on the other hand, you do have a limited amount of what we call zaps or trigger and actions. So with this one, you can create unlimited, whereas with the Zapier, you have a limit of that. But on the other hand, Zapier also provides access to over 1,500 apps, whereas the Uncanny Automator really focuses and hones in on WordPress plugins. So these two systems we highly recommend. We've used, we've tested, and we've really enjoyed using them. There are many other sites out there that do this kinds of things, but we've really narrowed it down to these two sites. And you can access the Uncanny Automator by going to automatorplugin.com. That's automatorplugin.com. Or you can simply go to google.com and do a search for the Uncanny Automator.